Hi, it's Stephen Van Kampen-Lewis. It is middle of March, and I have been promising all of you a video. In fact, I've been giving some little sneak peeks of this Ansellia, which, yes, I'm pointing up. It is very, very tall. So I want to show you this particular Ansellia and maybe compare and contrast it with another one, which should have its blooms opening in maybe a month from now. But this particular one is, it's in full stride. It is a really cool, interesting looking flower, very stellate or very star-shaped flowers. A lot of the Ansellias that you'll see awarded or just for sale generally tend to have these big round flowers and really beautiful. And that's kind of what my other one that will open in about a month is going to look like. But this one is very different than a typical Ansellia. So, you know, I'm going to turn the camera around here in a second and show it to you, and let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'm really interested to hear, you know, whether you like this Ansellia compared to maybe some of the other ones. But you know, Ansellia is it's a species that grows across a really large portion of Africa. There are a lot of different regional variations on the flowers, and I wish I knew more. I'd love to know if there's a good book or an article that really describes all these different flower types. So please, if you know of one, let me know in the comments. I want to know more about this particular species and some of the different regional variations. Like, I want to know where this particular one comes from, because it does seem unusual to me. And I'd love to know if it's just if it's a star-shaped variety or a stellate variety, because it's more close to the wild type and maybe just hasn't been bred for that long, or if it is something that is normal for that particular regional variant. In fact, let me show you that the tag here. So this one is from Waldor Orchids, Ansellia africana. You can see there's a name Linwood, so I don't know if this one is a clone. I actually don't recall where I got this one from. I didn't go to Waldor Orchids and purchase it from them, but actually we're going to have Beth from Waldor Orchids possibly speak to us here in Texas at the end of 2021. So I will try and remember to talk to her about that clone Linwood and see what she knows about it. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's turn the camera around and check out the plant itself. All right, so I've turned the camera around, and I'm going to start at the bottom of this plant and work my way up, and you can see the whole plant itself. You can see the bloom spike comes out the top, and it has this bloom spike, which is not open yet. It's a smaller one, so let's look past the stunning amethyst glosses and go up this spike and check out these particular flowers. I'm going to zoom in on this guy right here so you can get a really good idea of what this one looks like. Like I said, it's a really unique shape. I really like the stellate form. I really like the yellow lip there, and you can see those keels. And if I can get my hand in there, maybe pull this down a little bit for you, you can see those ridges. They're called keels, and they're really defined on these guys. Really cool looking, bright colors. And then the blotching, the brown petals and sepals there. It's sort of a red infused brown. Let me see if I can get up to this one. This one's just opening up. And so, you know, of course, the hand in the photo gives a size comparison. Let me zoom out a bit. And you can see this goes almost all the way to the top of the greenhouse there. I actually had this one on the ground, and it is almost as tall as I am. I'm about 6 feet 1 inches. and it's almost as tall as I am. So you can see these guys take their sweet time opening up. Long-lasting flowers that open sequentially on these branching spikes here. You know, if I zoom out again, hopefully I'm not making anyone seasick. You can see there's a lot of branches on this one. I'm going to come around to this other side. And you can see very cool looking. Lots of flowers, big show. I really wish I could have gotten the other spike to be the one that isn't open to be that big, but maybe next year. And just for comparison, I've got these other spikes. This is a more traditionally shaped Ansellia that's in bud. It's growing in a strange position, and then the other spike over here only has one sad little flower, so I don't really know what happened with that. I think the big freeze may have had something to do with that. But when those open up, they'll be a much different shape, still similar coloration. Imagine larger blotches though on the side, and fewer spots, and a lot rounder. Not so that the petals and the sepals of this other one will not be nearly as long. I grow this one next to my cattleyas. I recently found that I could probably even push their light so they get bright light, but in the wild they get full sun in a lot of situations. So I'm gonna see if I can push how much light I give these guys and give them more light this year. Of course, it's really hot here in Texas, but hey, it's really hot there in Africa too. So I like to push my plants, especially with sunshine. A lot of the time, the more sun you give your orchids, the better blooms, and that's ultimately why we grow them. But if I zoom down here, you can see I grow these just the same way that I grow my cattleyas. Big clay pots, large grade orchiata, and I'll water them fairly regularly, in fact every day during the hottest part of the year. And you can see that they will put out these aerial roots, which are thought to collect leaf litter in the wild and provide a sort of a nest where organic debris can break down and provide fertilizer. The one that's blooming does not really have that, which is interesting. Again, I wonder if it's a regional variation or it just doesn't want to put out aerial roots, whereas this other one certainly has a lot, the one that's in bud now. You know, the cool thing about these guys is they don't take up a lot of space laterally, they take up a lot of space vertically. So they are very tall plants, and then, like I said earlier, the spike is very tall. This whole plant, from the bottom of the pot, is almost as tall as I am. But they don't take up a lot of horizontal space on the bench. So this is how much space large mature plants take up, not much space between the bulbs. And this pot will give me, you know, maybe another 2 years, maybe even 3 years of growth. And this plant is actually larger and it is in a slightly larger pot, and it'll be just fine in there for years to come. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.